You're listening to an interview taken from the Tonic Talk Show and Podcast, heard exclusively on Zoomer Radio. To download or listen to the original episode or other episodes of The Tonic, please visit thetonic.ca.
Joel Thuna is a master herbalist and general manager of Purely Natural. He strives to improve the quality of natural products in the market and passes along his knowledge of herbal remedies through lectures and articles. Joel is also a regular contributor to Tonic Magazine and a regular guest on this show. Welcome back, sir. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful today, and hopefully you and all your listeners are as well.
I can only speak for me. I am doing wonderful. I'm hopeful that my listeners are doing well too. I know something about you, and that is when you get your teeth into a subject, you knot right down to the bone. And you are excited, and I know you do this when you're excited about a topic, and that's vitamin K2.
Oh, yeah.
And today we're going to talk about it again, but this time in another context, and that is how it pertains to your heart health, correct?
Correct.
All right, so let's do an overview, because it's always good to get some grounding, and that is, what is the role of the cardiovascular system in our overall health?
Well, your cardiovascular system, quite literally, is your lifeblood. The system is responsible for maintaining blood flow throughout your body. And that's important because your blood provides your cells, and that's every cell in your body, with oxygen and nutrients while removing the waste the cell produces and carbon dioxide. The system is also a vital cog in your immune system, which we all need to have a good immune system, protecting you from disease and infection of all kinds.
So, considering that it's so important, what are the ways that we can improve our cardio health or at least maintain it?
Well, the big thing is what's called cardiovascular disease. It's commonly called heart disease or CVD, and it's devastating. It's the number 2 killer in Canada, with just under 1 in 10 Canadian adults having diagnosed cardiovascular disease. Now, those are pretty depressing statistics.
Yes, they are.
The good news is you can reduce your risk of cardiovascular disease by doing the things we always stress on this show to stay healthy, namely avoiding smoking and secondhand smoke, staying physically active, eating a varied, healthy diet, and maintaining a healthy weight. That's the beginning steps. But then we can go even further and improve our cardiovascular health, and that'll go a long way to keeping us overall healthy and further reducing the risk of diseases, including CVD.
Right. And it's one thing, it's nice to go for a walk, and that's, getting up away from the desk or the couch or the TV or whatever. To improve cardio health, though, it's pretty straightforward. You just want to get the heart going. So maybe if you're walking, you'll walk a little faster, maybe build to a jog or a run, or maybe you cycle or do yoga or just something more vigorous to get the heart rate up. Not to the point of bursting, but, up for a few minutes every day, or maybe 20 minutes or 30 minutes 3 or 4 times a week.
Oh, definitely. One of the big things I do, it kind of drives the people at my office nuts, is I pace when I talk on the phone with people. Mm-hmm. And by doing that, I've managed to get to the point where I can now do about 17,000 steps a day.
Wow.
Without even thinking about it.
Well, that's great. Okay, so everybody, I think, is familiar with our take on lifestyle decisions and how they impact your overall health. But there's also some supplements that we can take to improve cardio health, isn't there?
Definitely. There's supplements you can take that'll vastly improve your cardiovascular health and reduce the risk of CVD. And here is one instance where a truly holistic approach that includes vitamins, herbals, minerals, and other supplements provides you with massive synergistic benefits. You don't want to stick with just one. Take a raft of them together, and they'll just pile the benefits on each other.
But more specifically, you're here to tout vitamin K2MK7, right?
Oh, definitely. That one, you know me well enough to know this is my focus. This is my aim in life for the past 6 months, yep. And it isn't stopping.
Okay, so tell everybody the ways in which vitamin K2 can impact your cardio health.
Well, it does multiple things. First of all, it keeps your arteries healthy. Vitamin K2MK7 activates the protein that removes calcium deposits from arteries. This reduces arteriosclerosis, which is the stiffening and hardening of your arteries. And this instead allows your arteries to remain soft, flexible, and healthy, and allows them to push and move blood throughout your body the way it's supposed to be done.
Okay. What else does it do?
In the same vein, no pun intended, of keeping blood flowing, it reduces the buildup of plaque in your arteries. And that's slightly different because arterial plaque is not just calcium. It's calcium combined with fat and cholesterol. And if they're left unchecked, often they block off blood flow. By removing the calcium, K2MK7 reduces the chance of fat accumulating there as well, and it keeps your arteries open and the blood flowing the way it's supposed to be.
Okay, and then that in turn, I think, impacts the chances of getting a heart attack, right?
Correct. When calcium deposits accumulate in the aorta of your heart, those are the chambers, it leads to blockages in blood flow. This is a condition called aortic calcification, or alternatively, aortic stenosis. And it's one of the leading causes of heart attacks. Vitamin K2MK7 helps reduce your risk of these by reducing the calcium deposits and channeling the calcium away from your heart and into your bones. So it not just takes the calcium away from your arteries and your veins, it also takes away from the heart itself.
What else can it do for us?
It also can reduce strokes. Strokes are when your blood supply to your brain is interrupted or reduced, preventing your brain cells themselves from getting oxygen, causing the cells to die. Half of all strokes are caused by arteriosclerosis. As we stated earlier, vitamin K2MK7 removes calcium from the arteries, keeping them flexible and removing the risk of them narrowing or having blockages. This enables your brain cells to get the oxygen and nutrition it needs to stay healthy.
Okay. Now, I'm going to go out there and ask another question, and that is, does this impact your overall blood pressure, and if so, how?
It actually does, believe it or not. What ends up happening is that by keeping your arteries flexible, healthy, and clear of plaque, vitamin K2MK7 keeps your blood flowing smoothly. And as anyone will tell you, if you've looked at, for example, rapids in water, whenever there's an obstruction in the waterway, something, for example, like a rock or a tree, you'll see that it increases the pressure and it causes whitewater. Same kind of thing actually happens inside your body. By keeping that area where the blood flows smooth through your arteries, it reduces any obstructions and allows the blood to flow, thereby reducing the pressure caused.
Okay, and one last question about our friend vitamin K2. Does it impact the blood sugar at all?
It actually does. And diabetes, a lot of people don't know this, but diabetes and cardiovascular disease almost always go hand in hand. People with diabetes tend to develop heart disease at a younger age than those without diabetes, and over 65% of diabetics will actually die not of diabetes, but of heart disease or stroke. The good news is vitamin K2MK7 can actually help there as well because it reduces your risk of heart disease by improving your insulin sensitivity and actually reducing the risk of diabetes. So you're actually getting double benefit there.
I know you've covered this before because we've talked about vitamin K2 for a bit over the last couple of months, but for those who didn't hear those episodes, can you talk a bit about dosages and how we take vitamin K2?
Not a problem. Vitamin K2, you always want to go for the MK7 form, and the reason is it lasts in your body a long time, and it's very low dose. You can go dosing as low as about 15 to 30 micrograms, but if you want to get a lot of the benefits, you want to take that higher to the 60 or 90 micrograms, and that's still very, very little, and it's incredibly safe, ridiculously safe. The good news is it's an oil-based nutrient, so you just take it in an oil format. That being, drops are very easy to come by, or you can take it in, there are some gummies that use it in the oil form as well. You just want to avoid it, if possible, in a powdered form because you just won't absorb as much.
Okay. Let's move on to other nutraceuticals. Is there anything else you'd recommend for heart health?
Oh, tons of things. There's something out there called CoQ10. You might also see it listed as coenzyme Q10, ubiquinone, and it's not a vitamin, but it's a vitamin-like substance. What it does is it actually plays a crucial role in allowing your cells to extract energy from the food we take in. Now, it makes sense that that would be important to your heart because your heart is the hardest working muscle in your body. It's constantly beating, and it has to do a really good job for us to be healthy. So it's essential that you have a constant supply of coenzyme Q10 so that your heart muscle can do its work. Also, really big important here is if any of your listeners are taking a class of drugs called statins, and those are the drugs used for cholesterol control, statins deplete your body of coenzyme Q10. So if you're a statin user, you need to supplement even more than those who aren't statin users.
Good advice. What about herbal remedies? Anything there that can help us?
Oh, definitely. One of my favorites is garlic, the enemy to vampires and friend to your heart. Garlic, and yes, I'm actually talking about the same garlic you probably have in your kitchen somewhere, has been shown in multiple studies to reduce cell damage, regulate cholesterol levels, and lower blood pressure. They've also found that garlic can reduce the same plaque that vitamin K2 does as well. And I suggest try adding garlic to the foods you eat as well as taking garlic supplements. Don't just do one. Try doing both, and you'll get maximum benefit there.
Good advice.
On top of that, you've also got one of the hottest herbs out there right now, which is turmeric, and its active component called curcumin. Turmeric is known as a very potent antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, which is why a lot of people take it for joint health. But it's also been found to help prevent heart failure and reduce arteriosclerosis by reducing the fat deposit part of plaque. So you have K2 on one side that is reducing the calcium part of arteriosclerosis, and now you have turmeric that's reducing the fat part. Together, a 1-2 punch that's amazing. And the way to take it is try adding turmeric to your foods, say in curries, or enjoy it in a drink. There's awesome chai recipes out there as well as turmeric milk. And on top of that, take supplements. Again, you want to take a lot of it, very different ways to get the maximum benefit. Third one is hawthorn.
Mm-hmm.
Hawthorn, and specifically hawthorn berries, have been studied and used for centuries for heart health. They improve overall health function. They act as vasodilators, and what that means is they relax blood vessels, reducing blood pressure naturally. They also reduce high cholesterol, and especially LDL, which is the bad cholesterol. The good news is hawthorn berries are available in foods. Traditionally, you'll find hawthorn jams and hawthorn drinks, and it's a nice way to get it, but you can't get enough that way. Ideally, you want to take supplements as well in herbal extracts. Those are liquids, capsules, or tablets.
Are there any minerals that you would recommend?
Definitely. I would recommend both magnesium and potassium. Magnesium helps improve the contraction of muscles, reducing blood pressure as well, and improves overall heart function. Potassium is very important because it improves heart function, while at the same time it offsets and reduces the rise in blood pressure caused by the typical Canadian diet, which is high in sodium.
Okay, and there's one last supplement that we haven't talked about, but I know you want to get to, and that is omega fatty acids.
Oh, definitely. Omega fatty acids, specifically the omega-3 fatty acids, are vital. They reduce inflammation throughout your body, and it lowers blood pressure, improves blood lipid, which are fat profiles, and lowers your triglycerides. And overall, they found with clinical trials, it reduces your risk of death from heart disease. Now, a lot of people hear omega-3 and immediately they think fish, and it's like, oh my gosh, the smell, the taste. First of all, omega-3 fatty acids have come a long way. There's a lot of vegetarian options. There's a lot of vegan options. And even if you go and do the ones that are from fish, the technology has improved greatly. Those unpleasant repeating is a thing of the past.
Joel, I want to thank you for really putting your heart into this interview. Oh, God.
I did, and I was happy to.
I can taste the emails coming to me now for that awful pun. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
My pleasure as always, and I look forward to the next.